What up, Juggalos? Welcome to a little special video from Reverend Last Rite Show, brought to you by Carnival Spirits and the Fellowship of Juggalos. Just wanted to give a little shout out to Carnival Spirits for having patience for me. It's kind of difficult with my schedule to make videos all the time, and sometimes having PTSD, you kind of get in your own feels, and you just you don't really feel like doing a whole lot of stuff, and my family struggles with that. I got to force myself, get up, do things, and all that stuff. So I want to talk about, I really wish I put a video out for Veterans Day, because I wanted to talk about this Juggalo Takeover. You talk about I like to call it I was joking with Beastmaster last night, the Juggalo Surge, if you will, and how we are affecting our communities, both wide and large, man. Really, there's Juggalo in every aspect of your life, if you think about it, in the sense of everywhere you go, you see more and more Juggalo things being pushed in a cultural sense into the light. Instead of ninjas doing things in the backdrop, you hear more and more about things happening, people doing stuff. If you excuse me, I'm a cigar smoker. No, it's not a blunt. I smoke cigars. It's just one of them things. Helps me relax. My wife hates it. Hold up. So, we talk about Veterans Day real quick, and how that relates to this Juggalo takeover. Let's take, for example, 1% of the American population is serving in the armed forces, and of that 1%, 1% of those are Juggalo. I don't know if you knew that or not. Every command that I was at, I've been to several when I was in the military. There was about, you'd run into on an average 20 to 40 Juggalos at each command, and there was a lot of people. On an aircraft carrier, you have 5,000 people, and you could probably count that there's probably 20 or so that I met on a daily basis. Probably another 20 or so that either didn't know me, because it's very common to be on an aircraft carrier of 5,000 people and not know the next person, because it's like a small city, so they're like, oh, how long have you been on board? Oh, I've been on board 4 years. Oh, shit, I've been on board 4 years. How come I never saw you? It's because there's 5,000 fucking people. So Juggalos are doing everything these days. We're volunteering in the military. We're volunteering. We got special foundations going on. People starting their organization. You have one of my ministers, Shan Meyer, has started a Nickel Pickle Foundation for folks with terminal brain injuries. Or traumatic brain injuries, and what's that there is to give light for them, so that they are recognized in the sense of not being forgotten. There's a lot of things that go on. How many folks in your daily life do you know that when they get an injury, or even when they move, something as simple as move, they're forgotten about. People just oh, you're out of sight, you're out of mind. So she started an organization so that folks aren't forgotten about, that they're remembered. She did this in honor of her son, Nick, who died from a traumatic brain injury, and he fought a long, hard fight. And, a lot of folks were there supporting her and her family, and she wanted to give back. So that's how she started. So there's different organizations like that. And that's just, only one I know off the top of my head. I'm sure you guys could probably know about 5 million others. So Juggalos are giving back to the community. It's cold as fuck outside. That's why I got the hoodie on. They're giving back to the community. They're giving back in the sense of providing a direction, a light, a beacon, if you will, for juggalos coming up to strive to. You can't just live in the juggalo community. You gotta give something to the juggalo community. Not everyone's going to start their own foundation. Not everyone's going to volunteer, but you have to think of things in the sense of uh, the next generation. What's the next? What are you going to give to the next generation? So, in that aspect, if we keep giving our values and sharing ourselves with the next generation, then over a long period of time, you have more of a juggalo takeover. More juggalos are sprouting up everywhere, and they're not going to be the same as us. The days of the Joker's cards long gone. They were heydays, they were awesome days. But things have changed. New artists, new directions. But you can't just look at the juggalo culture on terms of artistry, in terms of who's there in the musical sense. You have to look at us on terms of how are we developing as a culture, how are we developing as a community, and what can we do to continue this Juggalo Surge. So I just want to give a quick video out there and show some love to Carnival Spirits, and everyone get a chance to share their thoughts. Go ahead and comment on the video, and go ahead and post and share. Much love. Whoop whoop.